It's 27 degrees here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Good morning and happy Workers' Day to you and Maupe Ogun Yusuf.
Should I say happy holiday? Well, to some maybe. Amaya Makinde, good morning and welcome. It's 28 degrees here in Lagos, and it feels like 33 already, and God knows what it's going to come up to. So, Maupe, take us around your city this morning.
Oh, well, I wish it was round my city, my comrade in arms. I'm just going to be... Yes, I mean, we're all comrades on this day, aren't we? So, fellow comrades, I greet you all, especially those of you who have to be at work on a day like this. We celebrate those who indeed have, really put their lives on the lines for workers, for us to be able to enjoy what it is that we currently have as rights. But well, I guess we'll come to that shortly, Ayo. But let me take you to the city of Abuja, what it looks like in the middle of the night, well, in the wee hours of the morning, really, and what it looks like as it grabs the early morning light. Yes, the city of Abuja at about 5-ish, and show you how the morning fills in. Comes in gradually on the city. Just in case you're wondering, for those who have very keen, you can take a closer look and discover just precisely where this is. I should have offered a prize for those who can immediately guess. But hey, no cheating. No cheating. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to tell you right away where this is. This is Wuse 2. I'd like to call it downtown Abuja. I know that people might disagree, there might be controversy around it, but as far as I'm concerned, we'll say it's almost like the heart of Abuja. It's where everything is. There's nothing you want in Abuja that you wouldn't get. Is it a market? Is it a church? Is it schools? Is it, you name it. It's all right there in Wuse 2. Crisscrossing Wuse 2 are some very key roads. You do have the Ahmadu Bello Way, which is one of the most important roads crisscrossing Wuse. You also have the Ibrahim Babangida Way, also crisscrossing Wuse. But this particular angle, maybe you want to take a quiz and guess precisely where the kid at the landmarks that you can. But yes, say this is Wuse 2. A time lapse of the city, what it looks like between 5 a.m. to 7 in the morning. Ayo.
Well, most certainly a beautiful sight. For me, just looking at this site is just a beauty. Any day, any time, whenever we bring up any skyline, particularly the one that is indeed a skyline, you can't but love the beauty of Nigeria. And this definitely is, let me borrow your word again, for this morning, picturesque. One shot of this, put it up anywhere, and look at it in the morning when you wake up. It gives you peace. It gives you a sense of, this is what God made, and this is how we have kept it. So please, let's continue to take care of our environments, because from the sky, this is what you see. For those who work around Wuse 2 or who live around Wuse 2, can you pinpoint your location right now? You're watching us. I know you're watching us right now. So can you pinpoint your location?
Well, indeed, a skyline to enjoy. Well, it is that people are telling us precisely where they tell you, though, that on a day like this, most people will be... Yes, Wuse 2 also has a bit of area, but most people who work in the city, who populate the many shops and plazas that are in Wuse 2 will most likely be in their homes. It's Workers' Day and it's a public holiday. Well, some shops will most likely open much later because they're mostly informal businesses, which will most likely see quite a number of workers coming much later. So people can maybe go to restaurants, go to pubs, as the case might be, and have a good time today. Workers are supposed to be letting down their hair now, aren't they? But hey, Quite a lot to look at in our polity, and we will be looking at them when we come back from this little break. I do know much later in the program we could be transiting to another program on some other platforms just to keep you, abreast, and you might be able to watch Sunrise Daily or maybe just one or two platforms online. But till that time, until the director tells me to tell you that, I just want to, hint you that this is what could happen. But looking at what it is we're going to be talking about today, it's a controversy which we started talking about yesterday. It came up 2 days ago. It borders on the politics around student union. You would imagine that student union was supposed to be about the welfare and the safety and the well-being of students in Nigeria, but clearly it does appear that there is a lot more to it these days, and we'll be talking about it when we come back from this break, so please stay with us. So yesterday, the Nigerian Association, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, held an inauguration at the NAF Center here in Abuja, inaugurating a new president, Comrade Olushola Ladoja, who is now the new president. However, 2 days ago, there was also another inauguration which tried to take place at the Wells-Carlton Hotel also here in Abuja to inaugurate the presidency supposed to be headed by Issa Atiku Abubakar. And that did not go down well. It does appear that there was chaos at that particular event. We understand that gunmen and some people visited the place wielding machetes and rough-handled the individuals that were there, including some of the VIPs. And when I mean VIPs, I'm talking about former governors. A former governor of Kano State, Ibrahim Shekarau, who was there, was at the tail end of his speech when the chaos, we understand, broke out. So what precisely is happening with the student union body, the National Association of Nigerian Students, which is supposed to be looking after the well-being and welfare of Nigerian students? How come it has been so highly politicized that you now have two factions and you now have, and will I say, the influx of, weapons and, machetes, endangering the lives of people who seek or who aspire to its leadership? This morning, we now have one of the president who was inaugurated yesterday, Comrade Olushola Ladoja, in our studio. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily this morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning and welcome to the program. I want to ask you, how is it that NANS is now factionalized?
There's no faction in NANS. Why I say this is because on the 27th of February, we had an election here in Abuja at Old Parade Ground. And the security agency, the DSS, the police command, Abuja FCT command, they all came there, the representative of Ministry of Education, even the SSA on student engagement to Mr. President is there on ground. Everybody, all relevant stakeholders concerning students were there to observe. And in the history of NANS, for the past year, you will know that this election is one of the most free and fair and peaceful elections. There's no single gunshot which produced me. I'm here with the 6 coordinators and the 3 sisters body we have. That's the National Association of Polytechnic Students, National Association of University Student President, National Association of Colleges of Educational Student Presidents. They all agreed I'm the NANS president. Only for us to confirm that somebody is parading himself, impersonating me. I said, I don't even know him in NANS.
When you say impersonating you,
yeah.
What do you mean?
Telling people that he's a NANS president.
Okay, but they were not supposed to have been inaugurated until about 2 days ago. Are you aware of the fracas that happened at their own inauguration?
I'm not aware fully, but in the evening of that same day, the DSS called me, the security agency that where I told them I'm in Ministry of Education. For that same day, have a courtesy visit to Minister of Education to complain about this federal scholarship, because students have been calling me, and the minister explained the reason why the scholarship is delayed, but they will pay them soon, which we all agree. Only for me to leave the ministry and got a call that they said one article is somewhere in, around Mabushi. He came around with his boy to meet people that will lodge. Because the way we're having the inauguration yesterday, people have to travel all over the country to Abuja. And some of them were lodged in that Mabuchi hotel. When I got there, I saw him. Immediately he saw me, he even called me, Mr. President. Sorry, sir. I said, what's going on here? He said, he saw him with some of his group. They came, that they want to attack, that why don't those people come to the inauguration? I didn't even get, I just entered my car and I...
When was this?
That same 2 days ago.
2 days ago? You say in the evening of,
yes,
of 2 days ago?
Yes.
2 days ago was Tuesday?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
You're saying you saw Issa Abubakar on Tuesday evening?
But yes.
Was he injured?
I really saw his hand. I saw cotton wool in his hand. And
you didn't ask him how he came up? Because we have pictures of Issa Atiku Abubakar, who we understand was rough-handled, brutalized in, at the inauguration that was supposed to have taken place on Tuesday, and he was abducted, from what we understand, and then taken somewhere. It was only on the evening, or will I say in the morning of yesterday, that he was released to a hospital for medical care.
I don't know anything about that.
You don't know anything about that?
And I'm aware.
No, because you say you saw him
yes.
on Tuesday evening.
About him being adopted, I don't know anything about that. But when the security agency came to pick him and took him away, I saw them.
Security agencies came to pick him when?
Yes, when in that Mabushi area.
When you saw him?
Yes.
Why did they come to pick him?
That those people, maybe they invited them, that he came to attack them. And they were able to apprehend him, hold him down for the security to come.
Okay, because let's just take a look at the pictures that we have now. You can identify if this is the same human being, the same person you saw. This is Issa Atiku Abubakar. Is this the state in which you saw him?
No, it's not up to this when I saw him then. No.
Okay, because this is some of the pictures that we're getting in now.
Him then, I don't know.
Well, yesterday we hosted Henry Okwoma, who was a former Senate president. Do you know him?
Henry Okwoma, there's no name like that. I can get you the chairman of Council of Senate Presidents number, former Senate president.
Who is the former Senate president?
Comrade Smart Edward Olalekan.
So Smart Edward Olalekan was the former Senate president,
which they have a council.
Okay.
That is, NANS will be 45 this year. So they have, whenever you transit, you join the council. I've never been any Senate president of NANS. I don't know where he comes from. I was even angry when I saw the news yesterday.
Okay, so
don't channels have way of doing background checking before you bring anybody into the studio? How would somebody just come and tell you that I'm so person and you start writing him in an interview?
So you don't know any Henry Okwoma?
I don't know him.
Because he says that he's the former Senate president of NANS, and that there is, how do I put it now, that there is let's say a long line, a lineage of the president of NANS, and he was talking about those who handed over power to this and handed over power to that. He mentioned the Barambu, he mentioned, along that line, he mentioned another name, I think the name was from the southeast, who now handed over power to this Issa Atiku Abubakar in that succession. How is your own line of succession flowing?
Yeah, let me mention from that same sense. I think the now SSA to Mr. President of Student Engagement was also a former NANS president.
What's his name?
Ashefon Sunday, Honorable
Yes, he also
Sunday.
mentioned Ashefon Sunday.
After Ashefon, there's Barambu came on board. The election of Barambu in Abuja here, there was produced Comrade Lucky Emonofe. But due to maybe personal interest of Barambu. He refused to come and inaugurate him. But the vice president was there to represent him, only for us to see after the inauguration.
You say he produced Lucky.
Yes.
That's not the name we have. Oh well, that's not the name that will I say the other gentleman mentioned. Yes.
So after Lucky, the election took place the way I told you earlier on the 27th of February, which produced me as the only NANS president. And from then, I've been moving around doing student activities. Because when somebody called my attention to Atiku's case, I was just seeing him as a side attraction. I don't want to be distracted. So I was moving on doing my student activities. Only for him, there was a time somebody called my attention on Arise that he was addressing me as a factional NANS president. I said, there's no faction in NANS.
Yeah, you maintain that there is no faction.
Yes.
However, you say that there was a problem when Barambu finished.
Yes.
And he refused to inaugurate the person whom you considered the duly elected president, Lucky. Apparently, somebody else was who he inaugurated. Isn't that correct?
No, there's nothing like inauguration.
No, the fact that you don't recognize it doesn't mean that it didn't take place.
Let me tell you one thing about NANS.
Yes.
NANS is not 2 or 3 people things. This comprises of the whole Nigerian student, both home and diaspora. And NANS cannot do any program or convention or Senate meeting that will not involve media houses and the security agency. Why would 1, 2 people go and sit in an hotel, Agura Hotel, and come up with a torchlight communique that you produce a president? Whereby you put on your invitation for the convention that we're having, NANS convention in Old Paragram. And people are there, all the senators from Nigeria, we call them senators, the SUG president of the tertiary institution. They are there voting, electing their new president.
Are you afraid that all of this, and I'm sure my colleague Ayo will take you up a little more on some of the other issues, but are you afraid that all of this is detracting from the unity of purpose which the student union should have, and which should, force, because I remember in those days when, even though, yes, NANS has always been highly politicized, and whether the government of the day has always been very interested in who the president of NANS is, because they do know that when students unite, they certainly will form a very formidable force and, can actually make a change. So, yes, governments have learned to take note of whoever it is that is the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students. But the reason why this association was formed was for the welfare and the well-being of Nigerian students. Do you fear that this politicking, this high-stakes politicking that is currently happening within your association could detract from the primary purpose for its formation?
No, ma'am, I would not take that from you because I don't know what you mean by saying government are always interested. Because when I was contesting, I did not meet any governor or any government parastatal or any agency under government to support me. I only did my campaign around the campuses, meet the students, read my manifesto to them, tell them this is what I have for you, for your welfare, fight for student rights, agitate for the good and well-being of Nigerian students. And when I won the election, in my inaugural speech here, you'll see I made a 5-point agenda that I'm going to carry out, which one of them is the Regional Campus Security Summit.
So you would, the fact that you do not meet government for backing or any government official for backing does not mean that governments are not interested in who becomes the president of NANS. If you're saying that you're not aware of any attempt by government at whatever level to interfere in who becomes the president of NANS, then maybe you're not being particularly truthful, are you?
Should I say, why would you say that? I said I don't know. Because nobody approached me when I was contesting. We have almost 15 aspirants that aspire for this last election. Should I boast your, should I tell you something?
I'm listening.
This article you are talking of, it not even come for the convention. It's not part of the aspirant.
But you say you don't know him. That you don't know
Yes,
him
that is
that
what
well.
I'm telling you. So why would you just wake up one day and said you are the NANS president? How? Where?
Okay. Let me, my colleague Ayo. I know Ayo has questions for you. Ayo, over to you.
Thank you, Mokwe. Well, comrade, there was a report I saw in the news in the preparation for this program yesterday that you, at some point, when you heard about this fellow being very much interested, this whole factionalization thing, that earlier last month, April, that you had a joint press conference with him. Henry confirmed that yesterday. That you had a joint press conference yesterday with him. You had a joint press conference with him earlier last month, April, that all the issues are now resolved and now there is peace. Is that correct? Did you, in fact, have that joint press conference with him?
Yes, correct.
Okay. What happened before then?
Yeah, I think I'm on my way to Akwa Ibom for the PTDF Student Empowerment Program in the University of Uyo when somebody called me. I'm already in the airport. I've already checked in, waiting to board. That they said Atiku Abubakar is in our custody. I said, I don't understand custody. Am I a police enforcement agency or... He said, yes, I should check Facebook. And immediately I logged into Facebook. I saw it. I said, what's going on? Not up to 3 minutes, I got a call that there's somebody here, Mr. President, there's somebody here claiming he's the NANS president. I say, where? They said they are around Games Village, Abuja. I said, me, I'm in airport. But I was going, let me come and see the person. So I have to leave that trip for the next day. And I cannot cancel the flight, it's already a waste ticket. I just left the boarding room and rushed there. And immediately I saw him. He'd go on his knee that, Mr. President, I'm sorry. Mr. President, I'm sorry. I said, sorry for what was going on, what's the problem? He said, yes. It's just that he was just talking, blah, blah. I was just, please, I'm a father of 8 children. Please, I just don't know how to survive. And I thought, this thing I'm doing. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm impersonating you. I said, impersonating me. Why are you doing this, Atiku? He said, the problem is if I can assure him that we'll even give him maybe Director of Action and Mobilization under an appointment to be following me. Please, he needs to be engaged. I said, Atiku, I don't know you. Even though when we only have, should I say, phone conversation was when he sent me a video. I have all the evidence on my phone himself, where he went to address press, condemning me that I came to inauguration venue with thugs, that the DSS even disarmed me. I was telling him that, you know, the message I sent to him that this is the formation of character and I will take it up to you, with you. And he did not comment since that day. Not until one certain time when somebody called us to meet, he said Transcorp, he refused to show up. Until this day that I'm explaining to you now. So I now told him, he told me that, Mr. President, what do you want? I said, Atiku, all what I want is for us to go to media. We are already there, claiming what you are not. Let's go and address press. Let people know that NANS is united. We are now one. He said it's okay. Fortunately for me, that same day, one of his leader, my leader too, called me. That he also heard, I said, I'm even here with the Atiku. The person asked me to put the phone on speaker. The Atiku, what is it? He said, the person should not worry, we'll settle, we are together now. I said, okay. Leader, be my witness. This is what I want from Atiku. Can you allow us to go to media so that we can address this issue once for all? And let's NANS be united and we'll move forward. He said, well, lie is ready. Well, lie to lie. He will not lie to me. This is the chief imam of Gariki Hospital. I can confirm that he cannot lie. I said, don't say you cannot lie. You are not God. Let's go. He was even trying to call somebody in channels too, so that we can, in AIT, so that we can have like 2, 3 media. I said, the only place I have somebody in is NTA. Let me make call if they can grant us that interview. And I make call, and they said we should come. And both of us went there. We sat down. He addressed the press. We took a picture. That same night, yes, I remember I told him about. During that process, I decided to book a 7 a.m. ticket to Uyo because the program I'm going for is for 11 a.m. I was now telling him that I'm traveling tomorrow early morning. Come to this hotel and stay. He said, no, he don't like staying around that place, that he will look for an hotel and stay. And I told him, good. He was even telling me he's having some debt that he have to incur. I said, why are you telling me all this? He said, no, he's just telling me because I know he's no longer the NANS president. I said, okay, good. What is it? He said it's about 1.2 million. I said, I don't have such money. Look at my account. I only have 900 and something thousand too that I'm trying to organize a program with. And I'm going to Akwa Ibom and coming back. But go and look for hotel. Anything you want us to do, when I return in 2 days' time, we'll discuss. I have the alert of the money I sent to him. So when we go to Akwa Ibom in the morning, I said, let me even call to check up on him. He refused to pick the call. For some days, he did not call me, he refused to pick. Suddenly, after some weeks, somebody called me again, one of the former NANS president, that he spoke to Atiku, and he wanted us to meet to talk. I said, no problem.
So let me get this. From what you have now narrated,
yes,
Atiku is no stranger to you. You know him?
No, yes, that's why I'm telling you. I didn't know him in NANS before.
Yes.
I only know him when he started us this impersonation.
Okay.
I don't know. I've not even heard about him in NANS.
So you spoke to a division that happened after Barambu, finished his tenure. You said that Lucky was the one who, I can't remember the surname now. What's the surname?
Monefe.
Monefe was the one who was elected. We won there,
yes.
But he wasn't inaugurated.
He was inaugurated.
But
Barambu refused to attend.
He refused to attend. Were you aware that any other faction was inaugurated?
Yeah, I didn't know when they did their inauguration. What I'm aware of then was there's a kangaroo election in Agura Hotel.
Okay.
We call it, yes, that they said they elected a new president in Agura Hotel.
Okay.
After declaration of Comrade Lucky.
So Comrade Lucky is the one who is handing over to you now?
Yes, he handed over to me yesterday.
Okay.
And the program was live on NTA yesterday.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to see where the division, could have occurred. So this is what we have now. You are no stranger to Atiku. You have done a press conference with him before. We understand that an inauguration was supposed to take place 2 days ago at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Sadly, that one ended in chaos, and people were brutalized from the visuals that at least pictures that you have sent. Is that Issa Abubakar?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the picture.
You didn't see the picture clearly. Perhaps we'll put it up again.
He's the one.
He's the one. So this is what he looks like. I mean, this was what we understand he looked like after the inauguration, the attempted inauguration 2 days ago.
I don't know.
Well, because you say you saw him on Tuesday night and you saw cotton wool on his hand.
Yes, he was even wearing a white jalabia.
He was wearing a white jalabia, but you did not see anything wrong with his eyes. Was he wearing a pair of sunshades?
No.
Okay.
This is what not touching.
So the question is, who are the people who touched him?
I don't know. He should know. They should ask him.
The allegation that Henry Okuomo, who says also that he is a former Senate president, handing over to another Senate. I don't know whether there's a division there as well. He says that he places the allegation, squarely at the feet of the president's son, saying that the president's son, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu, has been attempting to interfere in student union politics, and that he was at the venue of their Ritz-Carlton Hotel on Tuesday, telling the manager, because I asked him, I said, how do you know that? Did you see him? He said, yes. Yes, you saw him. He could have been there as a guest. He could have been there for any other reason. He said the manager of the hotel told them that this is what the president's son has just said that their event will not be allowed to hold in the hotel anymore, and that their event was frustrated. They did not give them electricity, and they refused them using the facilities at the hotel. Are you aware of all of this?
I'm not aware, but I read one stupid allegation on Sahara Reporters. Is she part of NANS? Let me tell you, man.
That's the question he also raised as well.
This country, I think we the youth, we have one problem. Sheyi is the only president of son we have in this country that is trying to bring himself so low, mingle among youth. We've had several presidents. Some of us don't even know their sons or their daughters' name. But Sheyi, whenever he sees students, he sees youth, some of us watch him online. I think there was a time after my election, I traveled to Kano because we lost one of our comrades during the Ramadan. When they told me that I've now met with the Youth Council president of Kano in that same house. So he now told me that, am I traveling back to Jos? I said, yes. He said, I wish I can stay till evening. That there's this Ramadan fasting, breaking fasting, that Sheyi is doing around the north. I attended that program. I was overwhelmed. This is a president's term among people, youth, gisting, telling them, eating with them. The same thing in the other day, Sahara Reporter. I don't know, maybe they have issue with the president's term. I don't know. Because even me, when somebody called my attention there yesterday, like I told you in my speech, I talked about the regional campus security summit, which I addressed that we need to secure our campuses. We have manuals in our campuses, students. We'll talk to them, we'll let them see reason why they should help the Nigeria military and the police too to secure the campus. The next thing somebody will send to me, only yesterday, Sahara made almost 9 reports about my speech. That I'm condemning President Tinubu that is not securing campuses. That you don't understand. That Sheyi Tinubu, somebody will even send me one and say, Sheyi Tinubu, who is Sheyi Tinubu, dance president?
So he's not your friend? Is he your friend?
He's not my friend. He's just somebody I know. Casually, I see him on TV. The only time I can tell you that we've met is, I think there was during the campaign when he asked the NANS to come around in the, I think where they were doing the, what was this program? His youth program too. So students were there and we snapped picture with him. Everybody was happy. You know, when you see a president's son, so I don't see reason why NANS will just decide, people who will just decide and think when they drag his name on media, I don't see, the thing is not even making sense to me, man.
So given what you know about Issa Abubakar and seeing the fact that you people have done a press conference before now, are you concerned about this news that you're hearing, that he's been brutalized, he's been, hospitalized? Are you concerned about it as president of NANS? If not now. And even this morning, you can ask the guy that attended to me when I came in. That yesterday, somebody said, I can show you now, send me the video of Eric. The one I watched, I didn't even hear about Atiku being brutalized or being... But there's no way I will finish from here today. I will not make findings where he is. What happened? You can even, I think I spoke to one of the security personnel yesterday to confirm that after our inauguration, I want to take my ESCO to FCT, Commissioner of Police Command, the DSS, to do a familiarization visit and pay them a courtesy visit. And I think one of the things I'm taking there too is maybe to ask if the situation I told you they called me for 2 days ago, that some students were almost attacked in Mabuchi, but they apprehend him there so that we can know what to do from there. He's also, I don't know, even though the students have not been confirmed by me. Because somebody was telling me after my inauguration yesterday that, is this article still a student? That he knows him 20-something years ago in a BU's area.
So the team was just marveling.
There have always been questions around that, around the leadership of the Students' Union, as to, how come Students' Union presidents never seem to graduate. I want to believe that your case will be different.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes, mine now, I'm an MSc student because in NANS Constitution, even though you are a PhD student, if you are a postgraduate student and undergraduate, are eligible to contest.
MSc students are allowed to contest now? I thought it was just undergrads.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, we wish you a successful tenure. We're hoping that, whatever factions there exist in NANS will be dissolved and they'll be able to come together and, really work for the benefits of Nigerian students. And we're also hoping that this sort of news that we hear, because this, as I said, was witnessed by no less than 2 former governors. This is an event that 2 former governors, so this kind of event cannot easily be swept under the carpet. Whatever it is that happened at the Wells Carlton Hotel will also be duly handled. But we have to thank you very much for coming. Do you have one last word for Nigerian students before we wrap up the show?
Thank you very much. A Nigerian student knows their president, the way I told you earlier on. Comrade Olushola Ladoja, I promise you people welfare. I will protect you. There's nothing. Call on us anytime, any day. We'll come to attend to their situation. And for the West Canton inauguration, I'm not aware of such. There's nobody sent me an invitation. So I told you, I was busy in Ministry of Education that day, trying to see how we can resolve the Federal Scholarship Board crisis with the students. So, by special grace of God, I told you earlier on, I will try and meet with the security agency to see how we can get the fact and what happened on that day. So,
Comrade Olushola Ladoja, thank you so much for coming on the program. As you can see on his hat, he's the president of the Nigerian Association, National Association of Nigerian Students. I do not know if it's factionalized, but he says there is no faction.
There's no faction in NANS.
But as we wrap up today's program, we have to thank you so much for watching. We're taking you all the way to Igomu now, to where the Covenant Nation is hosting the May Day edition of the platform. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maokwe Ogun Yusuf.
So straight to the platform we go. I'm Ayo Makinde.